I'm going to use layers. I think I'll just do darker paint. This is smooth with no intensity. Looks great. So essentially what I'm doing is like ambient occlusion, which is just the light from surrounding area. So it's just kind of showing the shadows from like the ambient, the environment. Like, make sure I do all of these details first. Now the skin is very dense, so this might not smooth as well. Smooths a little bit. The jacket, even though it's pretty high res, it's voxel remeshed much lower than it started. So that still leaves the mesh to be pretty easy to manipulate, kind of soft. Another reason I like to do this is I like it when it has a more weathered look. So this helps that as well. I don't want it too aggressive. Noise. All right, let's do it on the backpack as well. In Blender, I'll probably change this to leather. So this probably won't make that big of a deal because I'm gonna change the material anyway. I use Blender Kit and I can just, so I have access to just like a leather material. And Blender Kit is free and it's great. It's very useful. But I actually enjoy doing this anyway, so I'm gonna do it. I don't know why I chose red buttons. Oh well. I mean, I like them, but don't know why I chose red. Nice. Maybe we'll do the hair as well. Okay. And then I'm gonna export everything as a GLTF to the computer. Okay, so now I'm in Blender. I'm using Light Bright, which is just the backdrop with some lights. So now we'll just import GLTF. We'll go to downloads, little green. Okay, so I'm just gonna drag everything up. My computer's gonna light on fire soon, I'm sure. Okay, so essentially I want to do a turntable. So this box is an empty. Hit Shift A, and then you go down to empty, and here's a cube here. That's what's going to turn. That's what's going to be a 360. So once you have that, you can open a new window down here. You want to use the timeline. I only want it to be 200 frames. I'll make it 180 frames. So this keyframe right here, see where it says item? See right now the rotation is 0. And in order to lock that in, you just go over this and press I. That's what gives you a keyframe. So you need 2 keyframes to make a turntable. One is 0 and one is 360. So I'm going to put that to 180 exactly. So now I need to take all of this and I need to parent it to the empty. So you just want to select that last, and then I hit Command P. So set parent to object, keep transform. Okay, so now they're all in here. It looks like they're in 2 places. Even though they're connected, they're still just showing because this is where they are physically. So I'll just move them into this collection. Okay, so I'll hit Z and go to rendered. I'm using cycles. So let's select the camera. I think I want orthographic. So now I'm just going to resize it, and then I'm just going to change all the materials. Okay, so for these straps, I'm going to use, I just want some sort of aged leather. And I also like a nice brown color leather. Okay, so I want to change these to kind of glow. So I just go into the shader editor and I go down to emission. So that's something that emits light. And I'm going to change this to something a little more yellow. And then I'll just adjust the strength. And of course, it would be a little bit easier to see if it's darker. Okay, so I changed the world color to this blue color. That kind of changes the shadows and everything else like that. This is with it black, which actually looks kind of cool. But I need to find the focus. I think I switched to EV, because it's a little bit easier to find the focus, so I'll switch to EV. And I'll go back to the camera, back to depth of field, and you want to focus on the eyes. So you want to have the f-stop really low, find the eyes. Oh, that's the mouth. Okay, so that's kind of like the eye. And then I'll increase the f-stop, and then I'll go back to cycles. And just make sure it looks clear. It's hard to tell. So sometimes it takes a little tweaking. Once you find your focus, then you can adjust your f-stop so that a certain amount is in focus and a certain amount isn't. This just makes it look more realistic. So once I have it to where I think I pretty much like it, then I do a few test renders to just work out the colors, the lighting. For example, this look kind of nice dark. So I'll make that a little bit darker, and then I'll hit render image, and we'll do a test render.